35 family members of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose today called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his residence, 7 Racecourse Road. During the hour-long interaction, the family members requested for declassification of the files relating to Netaji available with the Government of India. They suggested that the Government of India should initiate the process to get the files on Netaji available with foreign governments to also be declassified. Addressing an elite gathering at the President House in Jerusalem, President Pranab Mukherjee said that India and Israel have tremendous opportunities of mutual cooperation. President called for united efforts by both the countries to tackle the growing menace of terrorism and extremism, work together on the challenge of climate change and reforms in global governance. The Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu, the Chief Minister of Haryana, Manohar Lal Khattar, and Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Harish Rawat, today called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi and submitted the final report of the subgroup of Chief Ministers on Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The Prime Minister complimented the Chief Ministers for their effort. He said that the task of accomplishing Swachh Bharat, though difficult, is not impossible to achieve. The Union Cabinet today approved the revised cost of more than 2,000 crore rupees for the Kaladan multi-modal transit transport project in Myanmar. The Cabinet also approved upgradation of existing NIFT campuses for implementation of reservation of OBC students. The CCEA also approved one-time fund infusion to revive and physically complete languishing national highway projects. Campaigning has ended for the second phase of assembly polls in Bihar. Polling in this phase will be held on Friday for 32 seats spread across 6 districts. In wake of the 6,000 crore rupees black money remittance case involving Bank of Baroda, the Finance Ministry has asked all PSU banks to review their internal risk management process to prevent reoccurrence of such fraud. An advisory has been sent by Ministry to all public sector banks to strengthen their vigilance and internal mechanism to avoid any possible laundering activities. Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu today said that modernization, capacity building, adoption of newer technologies and providing world-class services both at passenger as well as freight segments will be the thrust areas. Prabhu said almost 90% of the budgetary proposals made by him in the rail budget of 15-16 have been either implemented or put into fast track. The National Green Tribunal has directed the centre and the state governments to recommend a scheme for effective implementation of e-waste rules for environment-friendly disposal of e-waste. A bench headed by Justice U.D. Salvi expressed concerns over the large amount of electronic waste piling up in each state, which pose serious health and pollution problems. India today paced for early ratification of its long-pending free trade agreement on services and investment with 10-nation ASEAN, considered one of the world's fastest-growing regions, to pave the way for deeper trade and investment between the two sides. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj conveyed this to Foreign Affairs Secretary of Philippines during the third India-Philippines Joint Commission meeting, in which both the sides decided to step up cooperation in the areas of defense and security, intelligence sharing, shipping, trade, and pharma, among others. Nepal's parliament is set to elect the new speaker and deputy speaker on Friday as per the provisions of the new constitution. If no agreement could be reached among the political parties to elect the speaker and deputy speaker through consensus, the election for the same will be conducted on Friday. DRDO Missile Complex in Hyderabad will be named after the missile man of India, late Dr. Abdul Kalam. Dr. Abdul Kalam was part of this complex for nearly 2 decades. The nation will pay tribute to the former President of India tomorrow on his 84th birth anniversary. WPI inflation rate edged up marginally to minus 4.54% in September, with pulses, vegetables and onions turning costlier even as the overall deflationary trend persisted for the 11th month in a row. Well, the markets closed in red today. The markets traded lackluster throughout the day. Selling was seen in IT stocks after TCS second quarter earnings failed to impress the investors. Gold prices again zoomed past 27,000 rupees level by surging 385 rupees to close at over 2-week high of 27,185 rupees at the bullion market today, tracking a firm trend overseas and increased buying by jewelers and driven by ongoing festival and wedding season demand. A London-based brand evaluation and strategy consulting firm has put the value of brand India at $2.16 trillion, which makes India world's 7th most valuable national brand, giving credence to the country's economic potential. A survey conducted by firm Brand Finance, shared by the DIPP website, points out that India has increased its brand value by a whopping 32% in last 12 months.